take it real soon. You know we got what you need, baby, so take it, move along. I said we got what you need.
Hi everybody, I'm Sergio with Mobility Direct and welcome to our YouTube channel. Thanks for stopping by. In today's video, I'm going to give you an in-depth review of the Golden Technologies LiteRider four-wheel mobility scooter. It's model number GL141D. You can get it in a three-wheel version, but the four-wheel version is going to be a little bit more stable. And I'm just going to go over a couple of the quick specs while we go around the scooter and give you some up-close shots. It has a 300-pound weight capacity, a top speed of 5 miles per hour, a travel range of about 12.5 miles, and a ground clearance of about 2.5 inches. It's got some nice big 9-inch tires, so you're gonna be able to go on grass with this scooter pretty easily. I would like to mention that it has a pillow top cushion on the seat and the backrest, so it's gonna have one of the most comfortable seats in the industry. So aside from the ground clearance, it has a turning radius of 48 inches, which isn't bad. That's the amount of space required to do a U-turn. If you need something for tighter spaces, the three-wheel version is going to have a turning radius that's 39 inches. Much, much better for turning on the three-wheel version. The scooter has two 12-volt, 22-amp-hour batteries that, again, gives you about 12 to 12.5 miles on the full charge. And you can get it in the color red or blue. It has a 90-amp dynamic R-series controller, which are great. They allow you to get a little bit more speed than some of the other travel-friendly models. It does have an overall length of 43.25 inches and an overall width of 22 inches, which is perfect for any type of doorway. It could fit through any doorway, no problem. The seat is height adjustable, and the seat to ground height would be anywhere from 23.5 to 25.5 inches if you adjust the seat height. All right, so aside from the weight of the heaviest piece, which we'll talk about the individual pieces and the weight as we take it apart and show you how that's done, it has 9-inch tires in the front and the rear with 2-inch anti-tip wheels. The seat is 17 inches wide, 16 inches deep, and the seat backrest is 16 inches tall. I do want to also mention that Golden Technologies offers a really great warranty. It's got a limited lifetime warranty on the frame, 2 years on the drivetrain and the electronics, and 1 year on the battery. Not only that, Golden Technologies is so confident in the quality of their products that they include a 1-year in-home service agreement. So if you have a warranty claim that gets approved, technicians come into your home to fix it. Don't even have to leave your home, which is pretty awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and start to show you how this scooter works, starting with the dash. You got the ignition right here with a key. When you put the key in the ignition, you turn it clockwise slightly, the unit's going to power up. And we're going to show you here and talk about the different components on the dash. The battery meter is super easy to read. It's got these lights that start to turn off one at a time as the battery gets depleted. So what you want to do is pay attention. Once it gets to the yellow or the orange, I'm a little colorblind, but once it gets to about halfway, that's when you want to start charging. You want to avoid letting it get to the red if you can, and if you do that, you're going to get about 2, possibly 3 years out of your batteries. They're sealed lead acid batteries, kind of like an automobile, just a little bit smaller. Underneath the battery meter, we've got the speed control knob, aka the speed limiter. So if you go all the way towards the tortoise counterclockwise, you're going to limit the top speed significantly. And I recommend starting off there if you've never used a scooter before, so that you can get used to it and then gradually work your way up until you're ready to go full speed, like a speed racer. 5 miles per hour again is the top speed, and you've got a horn button here. Pretty straightforward. Now the throttle system, this delta tiller system, it works with like a wig-wag kind of paddle system. So you only need one hand to control the forward and reverse motion. And I'm going to show you how that works. So if we pull back on the right trigger, it's going to go forward. If you push forward on the right trigger, it's going to go backwards. Let me turn the speed down here a little bit. On the left hand, if you're left-handed, you can push forward to go forward with the left paddle or pull back on it to go back. I would like to also point out that it is throttle sensitive, so if you've got the speed all the way up and you still want to go slow, you just lightly pull back, and you'll see if you just pull ever so lightly, it goes very slow. Now, it's in forward and reverse that works, but if you want to go full speed, you just pull as far as you can or push as far as you can, and it's going to take off full speed. See, it's much more aggressive when you go and swing it all the way out. So that's how the throttle system works, and it has automatic brakes. So as soon as you let go of the throttle, it's locked in, the brakes are on, you really can't move the scooter. Now there is a lever in the back, which we'll show you in a bit, which you can use to disengage the braking system and push the scooter manually. If your scooter dies or breaks down or the batteries run out of juice, the braking system is a safety feature. If you run out of batteries on a hill, you're not going to roll down that hill uncontrollably. Working our way down here, I do want to show you a couple of other things on the dash here. All right, so working our way down on the dash, on the left side, there's a little cover here for the charging port, which we're going to zoom in on. So you just remove that or slide the cap out of the way, and you could see a XLR charging port, which is a 3-prong barrel connector style connector. So you plug that in, and that's how you charge the batteries. Now, working our way down here, you can see the basket comes out very easily. There's these 3 little holes on the back of the basket and 3 respective hooks. So you just line them up when you're taking the basket on and putting it back on, and push down a little bit, and it'll hook into place no problem. So I'm going to take that out of the way for now to just show you a couple things. You have the light switch here, which is controlled here underneath the dash. And that's going to control the light, which you can tip up and down to control the angle of the light. Now, right above the light, you've got this knob. And this knob is used, if you loosen it all the way, you can see the gap opens up there with the teeth, and that's how you're going to control the angle of the tilt. So we'll back away here and show you the swinging action. You can bring the handlebar assembly closer to you and further away. Wherever it feels comfortable, you lock it in by tightening this up. So you can control the tilting angle really easily with that. Just make sure it's nice and tight and that the teeth aren't pressing up against each other, and it's locked into place nicely when you tighten it up. Moving our way down, this little knob here, it's spring loaded. So if you want to lock the steering to be able to store the scooter in the trunk of your car, we'll show you how all that works. But essentially you push in and give it a slight turn clockwise, and that's going to lock the steering. And I'll show you what that's used for in just a moment. Now, as we work our way towards the back, I want to show you the foot area is super unique. It's got this design with holes in it, and it's a ton of floor space here. However, if we come on over here really quick, I'm going to bring the 3-wheel version into place so you can look at it and see the difference. There actually is quite a bit more floor space on the 3-wheel model, which I feel is worthy to mention. So with the 4-wheel version, you'll notice that there are these wheel wells that take up a lot of the floor space. So if you're tall or you have big feet, it can be a little kind of cumbersome. Like my knees are almost at the handlebar right now, and my feet are up high, and that's why my knees come up so high. Now let's look at the 3-wheel version. On the 3-wheel version, those wheel wells aren't there. I can literally put my feet all the way up here, and they're still much lower. I have a ton of space here in between the handlebars and my knees. And that's one of the reasons why you might want to consider the 3-wheel version. Also, it turns a lot sharper. You can see the front wheel is almost perpendicular to the whole frame. Whereas the 4-wheel version, the turning radius is not as good, but it's a lot more stable with the 4-wheel version, especially when you're going on grass. All right, so moving our way back, floorboard we covered. Here's a basket. It's removable. It's a little basket, not too big, but you can get a rear basket that goes in the back of the scooter because there's a 1-inch universal hitch receiver in the back. You just pop that cap off and you can insert a big basket, a cage style basket, or you can get like an oxygen tank holder, a cane holder, walker holder. There's several different accessories which you can check out on our website in the accessories section for every product. While we're here, I just want to show you too that you can adjust the width of the armrest with these little thumb screws. Loosen them up, slide the armrest out, slide it in, find the desired position, or you can just remove the armrest completely if you don't want them. Speaking of the armrests, they do flip up, and the seat rotates with this lever right here. Push it down, and it's going to lock into position, several different positions. You can actually go 360 degrees, but you might need to bring the handlebar forward in order to get that full rotation. And I'd like to show you, getting in and out of this seat is a lot easier with the armrest up and the seat facing either left or the right side. You just get right in and then rotate into place. You're good to go. Now, one other thing that's pretty neat, if you want to eat at a table, this handlebar assembly is in the way if you're facing forward. So if you're going to eat on your scooter seat, which is pretty comfortable, you can just reverse up to the table and eat your meal, just like that. And when you're done, rotate back, and you're on your way. So let's work our way back here again, talk more about the seat, or let's talk about the rear end a little bit more and show you some of the different components back here. So on the back, you have anti-tip wheels, and right here you're going to see a little yellow lever. On this yellow lever, there's a little sticker. The sticker has an indicator that says engaged or disengaged for the brake. So if you want to push the unit manually, bring this to the rear side position and you can push it manually. However, the unit's not going to work with the throttle. And you can hear it beeping. The throttle's not working. You're getting a 5 beep code sequence. So you look at your user manual. The 5 beep code sequence means your braking system's not on. So what you want to do is power off the unit. And if you need to push it manually, you want to make sure the unit's not powered on, or else you're going to get resistance and it's going to be really hard to push manually. When you're done pushing it manually, just put the brake back into the engaged position, which is forward, and repower your unit, and you're going to see that the unit works fine. That's a safety feature again, so that if you run out of batteries on a hill, you don't end up rolling down that hill uncontrollably. So let's go ahead and start taking the unit apart. To take it apart, it's pretty darn easy. Start by removing the seat. I like to fold the backrest down, pick up from the front and the rear on the accessory port, pick straight up. Don't tilt in any direction on the way up, otherwise it'll feel as if though the seat is stuck and it's not able to come out. The next step would be to remove the battery. Just grab the handle. By the way, there's a charging port on the battery box, so if you want to bring the battery inside while keeping the scooter in the garage, that's a good idea, especially if you have a really hot garage and some really hot states in the summertime. The batteries don't really like extreme heat, so you can bring it in and charge it indoors. There's also a breaker reset switch, so if your unit powers down due to stress on the motor, you might want to check that button and hit it to see if it powers the unit back on. The next step, I would say, is to remove the basket, which you can do just to save a little bit more space and make the unit a little lighter. Then we're going to loosen the tilt adjust knob and bring the handlebar system all the way down, and then retighten about here. You don't want to let rest on the footboard so that you don't scratch your handlebar and the shroud piece there. After that, you're going to want to go ahead and lock the steering so that your handlebar is not swinging around like this when it's in the trunk of your car. So remember, use that knob in the front, which is spring loaded, push in clockwise a quarter of a turn, and now that handlebar is going to be safe and not scratch anything or scratch the scooter up while it's in the trunk of your car. Now, you can take apart the front and the rear part of the base. It's pretty easy to do. What I would recommend doing, put one hand on the seat post here, and then back here, there's a lever. I'm going to show you some action on it. What you want to do is pick up with the seat post with one hand and use the back frame here while engaging the lever upwards, and then just pull away with both hands up and forward. There you go. Now the unit is completely disassembled. These pieces are pretty manageable in weight depending on your abilities, but you can also get a lift system if it's too heavy for you. Just call our non-commissioned sales experts and they'll find a compatible lift system for your vehicle type. You just need to provide the year, make, and model. All right, so now that you know how to take it apart, I'm going to talk about putting it back together. You're going to want to pay attention to these yellow studs. They're painted yellow, they're part of the frame. So if you look from this angle down from the rear, you can see them, but they're these basically little circular studs on each side, the left and the right. Here you have these two hooks in the frame, and those studs are going to fall right into those hooks. So you'll want to pick it up with the seat post, which, by the way, there's a nut and a bolt here. If you remove the nut and the bolt, you can raise the seat post up or lower it to adjust the seat height. But I'm going to grab by the seat post with one hand, grab the lever here and pick it up by the lever, back it up so that those studs are lined up with the hooks, and let it drop into place. And that's it. Now the base is connected again. Pretty easy. At this point, I'm going to loosen up the tiller adjustment knob, bring the handlebar assembly up, also known as the tiller assembly. Reinstall the basket, which basically just sits there with magnets. Get the battery box, which has these little rails that fall into a little groove. Line up the rails with the grooves. Just falls right into place. Gravity pretty much does it. So after that, I like to tilt the seat back so I could see the male connection and line it up with the female connection and drop it right in, level it out. As long as the seat doesn't rotate, you know it's all the way in. Last but not least, line up the 3 holes on the back of the basket with the hooks on the front of the tiller neck. Give it a slight push back, slide down, and it's in. At this point, the unit's fully assembled. The armrest sometimes, if it's too close in, will prevent you from being able to raise the seat back. So I'm going to loosen it up, bring the armrest out a little bit, and now that backrest can go up and down easily. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, that will do it. This again is the LiteRider mobility scooter by Golden Technologies. If you want to learn more about it, don't hesitate to call us. Our non-commissioned sales experts will be happy to answer any questions that you have. We hope to earn your business. We really appreciate you watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.
Before you go, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, search for Mobility Direct, and hit the subscribe button. You can also enable notifications. That way you get notified whenever we release new videos just like this one. Our YouTube channel is organized into convenient playlists ranging from repair videos, review videos, unboxing videos, and we're constantly making epic videos. So make sure you go on over to our YouTube channel, check out our videos, leave a comment if you have any questions. We reply to all of our comments. We would also appreciate it if you like the video. And by the way, don't forget you can claim a copy of our free catalog. Just go to our website and then click on the green button at the top of every page. Just fill out that short form. You'll get one in the mail within 2 weeks. Thanks again for watching and have a great day.